Cape Dog
Dog's
just won. Cape Dog's won against Sports Burden. Now, granted, Sports Burden, they're not doing too hot, but that's going to bolster their position. There's a good chance tonight, Dunzy, that Cape Dogs takes that 6th place spot, pushes Divine Ascension Sapphire out, and they put themselves actually into what is going to be playoff contention.
Yeah,
that's a big deal.
It is so congested on that like kind of 5 through 9 spot. So all these wins are so important. Divine Ascension need to try and take one back here in game 2. As you see the draft phase coming out, they do change a little bit of their bans. They're going to take out Israel off the table. And Clockwork actually see Divine Ascension taking Tristana B1. Well, they're going to take it away from Cryptic Wisdom, who played phenomenally, and they're going to put that on Forgotten Turtle.
And we have seen Tristana Forgotten Turtle in the past. It does work very, very well for him. We'll take a look at some of those stats just a little bit later. But the response from Sapphire, I'd be surprised if they come through with the Alistar. I'm not a big fan of it personally.
Well, here it is. I mean, yep, there it is. They're going to take it, try and lock down some CC, get this hard engaged. They're going to go away from that Karma. If it shows itself in the mid lane, you see Belby back on that Abadage style, the Silas. I mean, like you said, he has some nice hijacks, but the score line and just kind of the constant being caught out did not do well for him on this melee skirmisher, so perhaps this enchant will be better for him. And they lock down their own strong AD carry, the Retaliate with the Varus, who's flexible. I prefer the lethality build, but is also flexible in team composition.
So just to kind of update you regarding what was the Tristana pick here for Forgotten Turtle, this man has a 100% win rate on the Tristana.
Really?
Yeah. It is. He is currently undefeated on the Tristana pick going into this. So he's already put himself into a heavily bolstered position into the face of Divine Ascension Sapphire. The Alistar Varus, I don't know if it's going to be played into it very well, but Dory K looking to lock in that Swain, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a flex pick, but I do know that Dory
Dory plays it.
Yeah, and he sees an immobile AD carry. He says, give me the Birdman. I'm going to make a bird out of this Varus and kind of claw him up. So I'm excited for this hyper aggro Clockwork bot lane. My question to you, Zephyr, is you say that Mr. Forgotten Turtle is undefeated on the Tristana. My question is, well, one, this is a statement, not a question. He's also undefeated with the Bully on his team. What is his Tristana, or what is his win rate with, was it John Anderson Cooper, right? 5-1? It's better than his, I don't have a question.
Thank you. Judge. That was the best rabbit hole I swear, you lead me on these goose chases and they go absolutely nowhere. Back to draft, everybody, where the consistency actually matters. We've got what looks to be some jungle picks coming through here. Nocturne, after it was banned out in game 1, making a reappearance into the play here. It's actually going to be slid over to Divine Ascension Sapphire. They took that away from what was pre-made last time, so now they're letting that come through. Maybe that's going to be the make or break that fixes some of the hard engage that Sapphire likes to play around here. I will say Volley Bear response is definitely something good though too, but like I said, it's flexible.
And I like these bans coming out in the second rotation for both teams as well. The York was a massive problem. Malice was awesome on it. We loved watching him and pre-made win those team fights. And I like the Viego ban as well because you saw Booty Bang and Billy show up on this new champ and take advantage of his lane. So try to give Belby a little bit of an easier matchup here. Not worry about this hyper-scaling super damage dealer.
So now here into the second set of bans. Once again, heavy presence towards that top lane as it still hasn't quite been picked out. This time around though, Clockwork taking what is that York out of the position here for Buster to play with. There's still a lot more of those heavy fronts now available. You have the Orin, you have the Malphite, you have the Urgot. Divine Ascension Sapphire, though, going to be putting their faith in, I believe, the Zoe here for what's going to be Belby in that mid lane.
And we've seen Belby on it before. I think this is one of his comfort champs. So they have a ton of pick right now. The Varus corrupting arrow. They have the Zoe bubble, the Trouble bubble. They have the Nocturne Paranoia. So they are looking to just find someone, catch them out, take out their vision, and separate the team of Clockwork. Whereas Clockwork right now have a massive, we want to kind of just fight you comp, right? The Volibear wants to go in. The Swain needs to be in the middle of all these people to do as much damage with his ultimates. And now the Aatrox, another skirmishy bruiser coming out for Clockwork. So kind of different win conditions here from the two comps. I'm eager to see how they play it. I do think Divine Ascensions is harder to pull off, and Clockwork is a more just a ball comp where they want to just be together.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I will say Fizz Aatrox, a little bit slippery. I'm curious to see how booty banging plays with the Fizz. We've seen him play a lot more skirmishers, putting himself on the assassin this time around. We haven't quite actually seen his performance in that regard. Sapphire, though, lining up a really heavy front in the face of that Cho'Gath there. It's going to have some difficulties early against Aatrox, and I hope they don't route a really hard gank potential from what is the bully. We saw him really play towards that top and mid side of the map. But that being said, I think the Cho'Gath will do good for scaling later on.
Yeah, Cho'Gath also is going to help with objective control. Malice is just such a rock up in the top lane. I do like that pick for him. But it makes a little bit, I guess it rounds their comp up a little bit so they can play team fights a little more easily now. They're able to kind of back up that Cho'Gath if they do find that first. Malice, good tank buster or good tank frontline for Divine Ascension. I still lean towards the side of Clockwork, and I'm looking at Booty Bang and Billy on this aggressive assassin into the Zoe. Now the Sleepy Trouble Bubble, if it hits Fizz, he can jump up, but the application will still apply at the end of his what do you call it, trident, whenever he jumps down. So he could try to time it out as long as possible, but that as long as the bubble still hits, it'll apply through his jump. I believe that's how that interaction works.
Yeah, I do believe that is how that interaction works. That being said, though, we did discuss a lot of the pick potential here for Divine Ascension. Sapphire, do you think it's going to be enough for them to find a victory into this game, too? I think there's a lot of weaknesses to capitalize on. I think you can get a great lockdown on some of the immobility from Zoe and Varus, and I don't think, the headbutt pulverize or the paranoia or maybe the feastful stack from Cho'Gath is going to be enough to stop that. When you look at the dive potential here from Clockwork, this is how they won game 1.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Clockwork have the better draft here. Even if Divine Ascension get a pick off, like, who is he going to arrow outside of Tristana, who's going to be in the back line trying to avoid all of your CC, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you arrow the Volibear, if you arrow even the Swain or the Aatrox, right? And lock down that CC there. Even Bubbles, I mean, Zoe's going to have to be huge, and it's hard to win lane against this Assassin Fizz, especially if she gets jungle help. So they need, for Divine Ascension, they need to have this poke from the Lethality Varus and from the Zoe Paddle Stars prior to the team fights. If Clockwork engages prior to being poked down, however, they are going to wipe team fights.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I think that's fair.
It is fair, I know.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Honorable Judge Zephyr, thank you for being fair.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Dunzy. Looking at the defendant and its prosecutor here between CB Clockwork and Divine Ascension. Sapphire, 13 years in prison.
Yeah. We're jumping into the client draft here. I mean, Belby, he was on trial for throwing the game against
he was
Lotus
on trial
White.
for behind the scenes.
That's right. Shells gave him an additional 16 years here. Do you think that was deserved?
I think all of it is deserved for players.
Harsh, yeah, that's right. I forgot that you're just the manhammer coming down.
I literally have the hammer here still. This
right.
is my sweet gavel, as you should respectfully call it.
That's right. What does Belby have to do to honorable
win?
Judge?
Win.
Well, there you have it. All right, Belby, you win and you are off the hook. No 32 years for you. You lose, you're going to get to 48 or even worse, 64 tonight if it's an 03.
Well, that being said, looking at this roster as a whole, you discussed a lot about the presence in the bot lane. I'll give you credit. I saw some good play from Cryptic Wisdom on the Tristana. Maybe Forgotten Hero could have stepped up a bit more in terms of playing through on what was the Ashe in game 1. But now, where's the presence? Where are you looking at? I definitely want to see how the Varus fairs here for Divine Ascension Sapphire, especially taking away some of the aggressiveness on their path. But are you still looking towards that bot lane?
Yeah, I mean, you can look at the bot lane. They'll play the poke early.
Doesn't sound like you're that excited.
I mean, okay, so it's going to be hard for Divine to win that lane. But if I am going to look at the bot lane. I'm going to look at Mega Adhesive to see if he can pull off some helicopter moves and roam towards the mid lane, roam towards the top lane, pair up with his jungler pre-made, and see if they can make some plays, right? It is a little bit hard to leave Varus alone into a Tristana lane, so I don't know how often he'll get that opportunity. But if they do get some push early, they do get some poke off early, then he has those windows to work with.
Well, personally, if I had to choose a lane to kind of watch here, I would be putting my my attention towards that jungle. And can you guess why? Can you maybe throw a guess out there why?
Because of your affinity towards John Anderson?
No, because he's not here tonight. But something might have happened in between Game 1 and Game 2 here for Divine Ascension Sapphire. I don't think you noticed yet.
No, I noticed. Is it that this pre-made fellow is no longer with us?
Oh, there you go. Vaunted Dream coming in, subbing in, playing is the Nocturne. So I am curious to see how they actually perform with the switch up here in the jungle, if that's going to be better or worse for this team. As y'all know, pre-made is the primary jungler here for Divine Ascension Sapphire, so they're actually subbing in as well. So double sub junglers tonight, man. And as someone was saying in chat, I guess the role's just easy.
That's right. I mean, wasn't that you? That was you. I thought you were saying.
No, that was not me. No, that was not me.
I thought you were referring. Okay, so yeah, easy roll apparently. Vaunted Dream. I actually think he scrimmed against Lotus White last night, funnily enough. So I saw a little bit of him. Coming out with the Nocturne. The sub squad, as Shells and Sulpin were calling them. 3 out of 10 members here, kind of making their not debuts per se, but their appearances. I like it. I like seeing roster adjustments. I like seeing new faces enter Excellency Light League, and I want to see. I'm eager to see if Vaunted Dream can pull off what the Bully did in Game 1 and kind of make his own statement game.
Well, that being said, Vaunted Dream has played one game here for the side of Divine Ascension Sapphire. It was simply a singular, man, I'm just failing with words tonight. It was a singular Zac game where they did find a successful victory.
Well, that's good for them. The 1-0 Zac for Divine Ascension. No Zac tonight. CB Clockwork was aware of the switch. They took the Zac off the board. They know more than we do, Zephyr. Much smarter, more intelligent, more handsome people there.
Oh, wow.
On the side of CB Clockwork.
Yeah, I was gonna say, now you're just playing up the people in chat at this point.
Yeah, but Vaunted, I mean, the paranoia from Nocturne alone, it doesn't matter who's piloting it. It's just such a strong utility ultimate that he's going to need to utilize in order to separate Clockwork, right? We talked about the pick. We talked about the separation. I want to see him use it early and often. As a cooldown for a reason, it'll come back up. Utilize it and make sure you get those picks.
Well, yeah, I too agree that when Vaunted hits that level 6 level, gets that paranoia, he will become useful, as that is what Nocturnes do.
Yes, I'm feeling congested and sick right now, so give me a break.
Thank you, Dunzy, for the hottest of hot takes. I'll let you finish off with probably the hottest take for this game as a whole. Who you think's gonna be pulling out that win?
It's gonna be Clockwork too, though. Their comp is just too easy to pull off.
You're an absolute fiend. Look at Ascension's roster. Look at the presence that they have. Yeah, they're immobile. Yeah, they might have to deal with some heavy dive. But you know what they do have, Dunzy?
What do they have?
They've got damage.
They have an inside rat in Belby. He's selling off the team.
That is true. He is guilty. 16 years in prison. I don't know why he's even playing here tonight, as he is just giving up giving up those wins whenever he feels so here or nor there. That being said, though, We are going to be taking a break to pull away from this one and head back towards our analyst desk grind. Speaking of grind, hit it up with an exclamation point AM grind in chat if you're looking to get a quick fix regarding some caffeine and pep yourself up. Use code something 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 because I'm not as informed as Shells or Dunsey here. That being said, we're going to be moving towards the Rift, and you guys will be coming back joined by Sulpan and Shellatron as well there. Me and Dunsey, though, we're going to be taking our tune out. Stick around, stay tuned for what will be a consistent, exciting game 2.
We are back on the Rift, an action-packed first game, likely to follow it up here with the second one, as it looks like there might be some level 1 shenanigans already starting out. I'm Soulpan, joined on the desk by Shells, and we are here with Game 2 of CB Clockwork versus Divine Ascension.
Yes, sir, we are. We have CB Clockwork on the blue side and Divine Ascension Sapphire on the red. There is a bit of a
level 1 engagement. Malice Buster face checking this one at the wrong time. Going to be forced to flash out. Nothing else burned here, but Buster Shot will take down. Forcing the back there, and that's an early flash here top lane. The Bully might have an opportunity to capitalize on this one.
Yeah, I was going to notice that as well. Like, that was a Volley Bear who was still in Fountain when his whole team was in that top side tri-brush. That is called dominance. That is just pushing the issue there for CB Clockwork, saying we don't even need all 5 members to set up this invade here to get some strong vision in this Raptor camp and force the flash out of Mouse Buster. Now, there is a bull in the bush. There is a cow hiding away in the river, and I don't think there's going to be anything too crazy happening. Cryptic Wisdom was also there, but there was no one going to be face-checking that river, so no real shenanigans. Jungler starting on the opposite side of the maps here. They'll be just fine, moving toward there, the top side for the Bully and bot side for Vaunted Dream.
I actually really like this
Wait.
play from the side of CB Clockwork as they managed to get a ward on this Raptor camp, kind of knowing that Nocturne. And I realized what you just said, wait, too. That's Belvy playing Zoe top lane here against Triple Cute. And actually going to be Malice Buster in mid lane taking on the Fizz.
That just eliminates any sort of problems that Belby on this Zoe would have into this Fizz. This is going to be a very, very good matchup here. Now, Malice Buster is in a lane where it's a much shorter lane, right? So that flash being down isn't as oppressive. You still can farm with your Q, get that stomp going. So he should be in a little bit of a better situation here for himself. I'm not exactly sure. I won't lie to you. I don't know what the Cho'Gath Fizz matchup looks like, but I don't think it's going to be too terrible.
Well, it's not too bad as long as he manages to time that rupture correctly. But of course, really the initiative is there on the Fizz. If that troll pull is up and Fizz is the option to go in, gotta be holding on to those cooldowns as Cho'Gath, as he could just absolutely abuse you. Looks like Malice Buster is kind of content to be throwing these out here for now. But on the other side of this is the idea that mid laners and top laners, very different styles typically in terms of how they're supposed to go out playing the game. So it's always interesting to see the lane swaps like this come through. And interested to see if Malice Buster can continue his success from last game and really put down the pressure here in this mid.
The Bully looking for an early gank.
Yeah, it might be a gank here in the top lane. This is the danger of that longer lane. Flash is good, but the stun still connects, buffered through that. Drop the ignite here onto the Bully. Not much damage to follow that one up, so the Bully can be able to walk away from this one without losing too much. But a flash blown top lane, that's a long lane for you not to have an escape in.
Yeah, and that's the tough thing for Zoe. I mentioned that Malice having no flash is going to be just fine to a certain degree in the mid lane. But now with no flash on the Zoe, Belby might be looking to say, hold on, let's go ahead and
switch looking for the gank here. Will get the fear through the troll pull. That is buffered through. You cannot stop the target ability once it has already landed. And Belly and Vaunted Dreams have prio, have control of this. We're going to bully out the Bully. Getting into some trouble bubble. Might be able to land some damage here, but the Belly, unfortunately, is out of mana. And he's just going to kind of harass that poor Bully Bear out of the jungle.
On hit Zoe might be the move. I saw that auto attack onto that bear. Did it do any damage? Of course not. But it does discourage the Bully from going for that Scuttle Crab. And if you look at the map here, he has been double scuttle. That is a very, very tough position to be in. If you are the jungler, you are a substitute jungler. Although Vaunted Dream himself is a substitute jungler. So I have to see how strongly these two guys match up in their roles, and if we're going to see the two teams play for jungle, or if we're seeing these two junglers play for lane, as Dory K gets a snare and an electrocute proc onto a cow. Not too much.
Vaunted Dreams, I think, just blocked over this ward. Triple Q still going to get tagged up on this gank. A little bit of damage going to come through, likely to be able to walk away with his life on this one, so no gank successes just yet, but this is still an overall advantage going over to Vaunted Dreams. He's on the Nocturne, no kills have happened yet, and he's getting closer to 6 before this Volibear can really get any kind of ganks going in any lanes.
Yeah, it's creating pressure there in the top lane now with Belby being and the minion wave right in front of him. He couldn't really use any spells, and if he did use spells, it would have been blocked by the minion wave, but just some strong pressure to back Triple Q up, as we'll see a pretty solid state in the top lane.
Potential danger zone here for bot lane. They got the ward. They should be able to spot out the Bully, prevent him from causing any kind of ruckus down in bot lane. And of course, being Tristana just going to be forced to shove in this lane. Cryptic Wisdom, happy to wait here for that wave.
Yeah, very happy to do so. And something we didn't talk about too much, because we got a level 1 engage there in the flash blown from Malice Buster, is that we do see exhaust on Cryptic Wisdom and on Dory K playing this Swain here. It's a very obvious choice in the Swain. He's a very I don't know. Whenever I see Swain hit his E and get the pull in, no matter who it is, I always think, oh man, there's kill pressure here. Not always the case, but it feels that way sometimes.
There's just trades happening everywhere, honestly, but I think we're going to be safe from any kills happening just yet. So we're going to continue finishing their point, but I may have spoken too soon. The Bully here looking towards Malice Buster, no flash available. Remember, it was at level 1. The flash forward from the Bully will Glenn calls the skies on top of him. Fizz with the ignite will find first blood. That is exactly what you want. A roaming mid laner here on Booty Banging Billy picking up that first blood.
And that is Billy staying true to his name, banging a couple booties there, getting the first blood and getting the check in his back pocket. 400 gold is going to feel so good. And that's 2 stacks on the Dark Seal for him at the 6.5 minute mark. And this is going to be the answer from Vaunted Dreams going for the dragon with no contest.
Yeah, nothing really happened here, but an engage from Mega Adhesive looking for some early kills here in bot lane. Teleport will come through. Gonna force Cryptic Wisdom away. World Ender pop from Triple Q. He wants this engagement. Your jungler is busy. He is low and he has no resources. You have led him astray. Might be able to get this one. Managed to get the spider cross, but the kill will not come through. No trade back here as Cryptic Wisdom falls. But they managed to get the dragon. Mega Adhesive likely to follow your Triple Q. Looking for the engage, but not able to find it. Flash out is good. Mega Adhesive will live. And overall, it is a dragon for a kill in the bot lane.
Dragon for a kill onto the Aatrox, which feels good if you are Triple Q because you did have to go ahead and expend that teleport. So you did get something out of using that summoner spell. You're now at a teleport disadvantage to this Zoe, unless you want to go ahead and switch lanes, and now you're laning against your original counterpart in Malice Buster on this Aatrox. Should see these mid laners go back to the top lane, and I want to see how a Zoe top and Fizz top play each other there. A much longer lane for them to work with, which means there should be some pretty decent gank opportunities.
Ooh, the engagement here from Nocturne. The paranoia has been finally procced here as he has hit that level 6. And TP from Belby, a little bit questionable here, but this might be the lane swap you're looking for.
Yeah, that's just a good way to get back into lane versus a melee champion saying, okay, well, Triple Q, we were separated for a little bit of time there, but I am back here. Let's get back to fighting. And well, this should be in a pretty solid state as Herald does spawn on the Rift. I don't think anyone has enough pressure to make a move just yet.
All his dreams might actually be in trouble here. The Volibear is pathing up the bull. He wants this one. And Biddy Bang Ability, keep in mind, he has that first blood. Chum the Waters will connect the flash. Not going to get him anywhere. And they're going to clean this one up. Malice Buster getting caught out in the rotation. That'll be some plates probably going over towards top lane.
I said there was no pressure to get this as Herald. I lied. There is now plenty of pressure to take this Herald away, as we do see Belby make a move to answer and clean up this wave topside, which is going to be the instant response for Triple Q. They'll shove out this wave in the mid lane. One way or another, someone is going to miss some CS, and if this is a cannon wave, it shouldn't be too bad. It is a cannon wave, so actually Malice Buster might not miss anything but a well, no, he's going top now, which is going to be this whole wave. This whole wave will be missed in the mid lane as he now paths back down toward mid. Strange pathing. No, he's going back up toward top now. Pathing was very, very strange for Malice Buster, and a whole wave dies. That didn't have to happen that way. Not at all.
Yeah, it's a little bit silly. They are trying to work out where exactly they want to put these characters. You know, maybe get some miscommunication coming through as well about the status of summoner spells, what they're worried about. But ultimately, will be Belby going back towards this mid lane, has his flash available. Malice Buster stuck top lane, flashless against this Aatrox. I'll be a little bit worried about him, as that is that long lane, and he's once again, basically this entire game, been flashless.
Yeah, having the flash borderline on cooldown, and for the first time in this game, we're looking at
World
two top
Ender
laners.
pop. Triple Q might just be looking for the solo kill here. Doing tons of damage. Malice Buster might just go down here. Not a lot of options. No cooldowns left. Triple Q just follows it up with a few autos. That is another kill going towards this Aatrox.
Ooh, very, very good spell show from Vaunted Dream. Uh-oh, Chilling Smite.
Yeah, Dory K getting chased out here. Will flash out. Forgotten Turtle lands some damage there on the Cryptic Wisdom on the side, but forced the rocket jump out of there. And now there's two members stuck in this bush. This is a bad fight for Cryptic Wisdom to be trying to face check as he's getting chased out here. Volibear dashes on forward with the Stormbringer and Chum the Waters, despite landing a Mega Adhesive. He won't be too bad, able to walk out of this one, but ultimately 5-0 so far. CB Clockwork is dominating this map.
The bully staying true to his name just dunks on Cryptic Wisdom, gets a kill onto this Varus, now 0-2, down almost 20 CS in this lane to a Tristana. Hell, you're into a lane and you're down to a Tristana and a Swain. This is not a very fun lane for you. You're going to see this. You're going to see Forgotten Turtle push out this wave and potentially get a plate here for himself, maybe even two if he's quick enough. This is just going to be a very, very strong start for the CB Clockwork squad, now almost up 3.5k gold, and this is a dominating start for these guys here.
Yeah, if you're CB Clockwork, you gotta be feeling good about this one. You got your Fizz in mid lane, a kill up, Zoe rotating back and forth, and Sugar's missing tons of CS. Yeah, you gave away the dragon, but really you're gonna be owning the rest of this map, so I don't think you're too worried about that one if you're on Divine Ascension, man. You gotta find something here, as right now your solo laners are just getting absolutely gapped here by Triple Cute and Booty Bang and Billy.
Yeah, when we say gapped, it doesn't really show up so much in the CS, but it does show up in the experience. You see Triple Cute level 9 against Belby at level 8. We see Booty Bang and Billy at 8. Mousebuster at level 7. So while the CS numbers are decent, the experience they've been getting in these lanes while switching back and forth has been putting them in a very strong disadvantage.
Ooh, conventional engagement here. The bully getting pushed back over that wall, but he says he wants this fight. Mega Adhesive is the target. Gets stunned up. Chains of Corruption will land, giving him some peel to that support. Malice Buster will follow it up with the Rupture, but ultimately they're looking for the disengage here. But Cryptic Wisdom just face check. Dory K, what are you doing? He's getting exhausted. Chased up here now by the Swain. Chum the Waters will connect. Booty Bang and Billy picks up his second, and I do not know what that Varus was doing there.
You know, some people would say, I don't know. Hold up.
Oh, and more fights continuing here. Vana James, the target here from Triple Q. This is not really a fight he wants, though. The Zoe there to peel for his teammate, and they'll be able to chase out the Aatrox despite the World Ender being popped.
You know, Soapin, some people would say they don't know what Cryptic Wisdom was doing there, why he stayed right there in the brush in the jungle. I know exactly what he was doing. He was just getting the thought into CB Clockwork's mind as Triple Q. Nothing there. He's getting the thought in CB Clockwork's mind, they're going to see me int 3 times, right? But the 4th time, it looks like I'm going to int. I'm going to actually make a play. They're just getting them used to.
They'll be actually in trouble here now, as it found a lot of damage back onto that Aatrox, and it's actually a bait. But meanwhile, top lane, or bot lane, the bully has dived so deep he has taken out this Alistar underneath his own tower. And really, it is just map wins still here for CB Clockwork, despite a slight blunder there from Triple Q.
Triple Q, Belby, and Vaunted Dreams just won't let me make my point about the importance, the validity of inting 3 times in a row to get the enemy team on their back foot, to make them expect you to int the 4th time, and that's when you hit them with the fastball. That's when you come through with a 5-head play. Now it does put you in a bad spot, but if it works for you. We'll have to see if Cryptic Wisdom is able to make it work for him. So far, he's at the point where it's got to start working, as that was at the 13-minute mark, the first kill that Divine Ascension Sapphire got. That's the first kill of the game so far. That's not a very good situation to be in if you are this team looking for a win to still get into playoffs. We only have 3 more weeks. You have to start now, and you have to pull away from the pack between 4th and around 8th or 9th, because it's a very big pack there.
Keep in mind, this team is a team comp that will struggle here against the side of a split-pushing Aatrox. Who are you going to send to stop the World Ender himself from tearing down your towers? And they got engage options through the Bully, Booty Bang and Billy, and Forgotten Turtle, all able to dash on forward. So if you're decided to find Ascension, you really got to find something here to get yourself back into this game. You have a dragon, yes, but you need to find a way to win these team fights. Dory K might be the target here of just that. The going golden will keep him alive for now, but it's a 4 versus 3 in the top lane as the teleport comes through, and that is the Triple Q being absolutely massive in this fight, finding so much damage onto these targets. Malice Buster and Mega Adhesive on the run as their teammates fall. Dash back on forward. Forgotten Turtle, once they get a piece of the action, will find the kill, will find the assist. Triple Q once again in the right place at the right time, finding kills on the side of CB Clockwork.
And that's the right way to put it. Triple Q in the right place at the right time, and there is Cryptic Wisdom in a place at this time. Don't want to be too close to there. Just gets a little poke down and walks back. That's a very smart move. But Triple Q is finding advantageous spots to just poke his head in, be a little annoying, clean up the kills. And we saw the same thing from Forgotten Turtle, using the flash to get in there and secure a kill as well. These are 2 carries on the squad who are in very, very good spots. Tristana, 2-0-3 with Kraken Slayer and Zerkers. We're looking at Triple Q, who he's looking for that. He's got the Iron Spike whip right now. He's gonna be in a very good spot soon once he does go ahead and return to the base. I've
been looking at Mega Adhesive here in the jungle. So much damage. Triple Q Forgotten Turtle still dashing forward. They're gonna find more. Malice Buster, the next subject of their affection, but he is gonna be able to get out of this one. His teammates looking to rotate. They're gonna just take the kill and walk out.
If that's affection, I would rather have defecation, because that was just a bad play. If I could say the words I want to say right now, I would say the words like I want to say. But that was just a face check into 2 enemies that could have easily gotten a double kill for themselves. And Triple Q doesn't even need to, he's resetting now, but he didn't need to reset to get his mythic item. He's a menace on the Rift already. The setup he brings for Forgotten Turtle, for Booty Bang and Billy, who is 3-0-3 right now for himself, 9 stacks on the Dark Seal at 16 minutes. We're looking at Stride Breaker plus a pickaxe for this Aatrox. I mean, the hits just keep on coming for CB Clockwork, and it is getting harder and harder for Divine Ascension Sapphire to counterpunch. There is no counterpunch if you get this far ahead, and you don't find ways to come back. This is almost 7,000 gold at 16 minutes.
Well, happy to take a 3 versus 2 here. It is Booty Banging Billy and dashing onto Belby with the bully. That's a lot of bees all in a row, and Belby trapped in the dragon pit here. He'll get taken out. The bully picking that one up for himself. And that is going to be most likely an uncontested dragon going over to the side of CB Clockwork.
Officially, the kill goes over to the bully, but we all know what actually killed Belby. That was the blast cone. Puts him on the wrong side of the map, right into that bear's jaws and claws, and oh my, that was just another dead champion on the side of Divine Ascension Sapphire. We may have to find a different gem to describe these guys, because it is not a very glamorous game right now for these boys, as the bot lane is getting pressure right now. Dory K even getting this vision at the top part of this bot side river. I mean, look at all of this siege from this team right now. There's pressure everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. If I'm outside of Divine Ascension, that /FF is looking real juicy right now. But they do have a few things going for them. Belby on this poke champion, if there is a route back for Divine Ascension, if they can find a Sleepy Trouble bubble, follow it with some Bear's Poke, and the lockdown that they have with they have options to finish off these kills. It just has to come off of the back of some good poke and some good vision. The question is, can they find that in those shutdowns before the snowball really hits here for CB Clockwork?
That is the big question. Can they find it? Advantages are like Waldo right now. It's there on the map. You have to look for them, you have to search for them. Sometimes search a little bit too hard. Oh no, don't search this hard. Don't search this hard in your own jungle. There is a death brush just waiting for you, Belby.
No, Belby, you already used it. He is just going to get tagged up here, and CB Clockwork, returning to their old habits, jumping back into that bush. They'll pick up Belby here in the jungle.
Well, they didn't find an advantage, but they did find 4 members of CB Clockwork, and now you know where they are. Now this Rift Herald will go down very, very quickly. There shouldn't be any sort of engage from Vaunted Dream, but hell, it's been 16 kills in 18 minutes. Go ahead and make a move. Press R on a Dream. Do that.
Forgotten Turtle over the wall. He does not care. Dashing in a melee range on this Alistar. He's dashing over the wall on the other side. Paranoia will come through for the attempted escape. Vaunted Dreams, one for the steal, one for the escape, but he'll find neither, and he will fall. 2 more kills and a Rift Herald go to CB Clockwork as they continue the chase towards mid lane.
Sulpan, have you seen any good movies lately?
I actually just watched Demon Slayer.
Really? Is that good?
Yeah, I liked it. You know what? For being the very first movie I saw back in theaters, it was pretty cool seeing such an explosive film. You know, it was just like crazy cool animated graphics of fight scenes, and it was just absolutely awesome to see. I'd say overall it was a good experience.
I just watched that zombie movie on I think it's Zombie Army. I think maybe what's that movie on Netflix with Batista? It's a zombie movie on Netflix. It was pretty bad, actually.
Oh really?
Almost as bad as
Triple Care. Yeah, he's gonna join the zombie army here himself. That is a shutdown going towards Trogath, but that's not the person you really want that gold on. Not super well known for his ability to carry out games. Triple Cute will fall finally here for the second time in this match, but ultimately it is still coming up CB Clockwork in this one. Engagement here from Mega Adhesive looking to keep Dory Crew away from his ADC, and then follow up here from Forgotten Turtle, who has just now joined the fight, but it's actually a kill going over towards Divine Ascension, and a slight overstep here from CB Clockwork. We're talking about zombies, but these guys are looking alive. Belby on the engage, flashing forward with the Battlestar, finds another one, and now Booty Banging Billy is on the run here, escaping towards that Dragon Pit. Forgotten Turtle also alive, but 3 members falling, going over to Divine Ascension.
Yeah, that is just Divine Ascension escorting 3 members.
And I may have spoken too soon. The action is still here. Triple Q on the TP. Wants revenge. Forgotten Turtle will find the Alistar. Malice Buster likely to follow here. Booty Banging Billy dashes on forward. Not going to find the Flash Troll. Belby is in danger. Forgotten Turtle jumping forward. Has the red buff. Triple Q barely survives on the backside. But Booty Banging Billy still chasing this one forward. Finds the dash through. Will eventually find Belby, avenging his teammate, and oh my god, despite everything, Triple Cute managing to survive off the back of that TP, forcing another fight, and it is Divine Ascension bleeding as they limp back to base.
Look at all that mobility on these champions. It's 2 squads escorting these two teams, escorting each other in and out of the realm of the dead, and these guys are really going at it. I said they're really going at it, but look at the kill count. It's still 18 for CB Clockwork, 5 for the guys at Divine Ascension, Sapphire, and the gold lead hasn't really changed in a very good way for the Sapphire squad here.
Mega Adhesive, I'm sorry, but I don't think you're going to get out of this one. Forgotten Turtle with the red buff, with the second jump forward to double check that bush, make sure there was anyone else there he wanted to fight in melee range. He doesn't care. He's a really fed Tristana. He got a team to back him up. But on the backside of this, it's actually Dory K getting chased out by Malice Buster, looking if there's one around. Might have the damage. It's Wayne's support, but he will take out your soul later. Maybe no, you'll fall. Malice Buster finds the kill, despite a really good trade there coming out from Dory K in the bot lane.
I wonder if Dory wins that game with Lucidity Boots instead of Sork Pin. Because if he had one more Q, I think he just cooks. I think he cooks that.
Sleepy Trouble bubble lands, so it's a little bit of a dangerous situation here actually for CB Clockwork. Not sure if they want this Baron. Paranoia will come through. Baron will get smited out, stolen away once again. Bonnet James will take that one, but he'll get taken out. Boy there on the shade. Malice Buster in the pit, wants to find the fight. Now jumping forward. I'm not sure if this is the right one. Chains of Corruption will land onto 3. Flashing forward, it's Mega Adhesive over the wall. Pushes Triple Q towards his carries, but you have doomed them! That is Aatrox in Whirlwind, and what have you done? He's chasing them all forward. I wasn't sure if that was what he wanted, and it's a triple kill for Forgotten Turtle and Tragedy, despite a Baron steal going over to Divine Ascension.
16 years, 16 years, 16 years, 48 years. You get 48 years. That is insider trading if I've ever seen it. We were talking about Dory K doing that thing. Now, I'm not gonna, look. Maybe this is just Mega Adhesive saying, look, I know we can't FF in the league. I think there is a fine for FFing in Excellency Light. So he's saying, okay, let's go ahead and get this game over with quicker if I hit one of their carries into my squishies here and then give them soul point on the back end. I mean, you just stole Baron. You just stole Baron. You got an advantage for yourself. Why do all that? Why keep flashing into a Baron pit, into a fed team that is much, much stronger than you are? You just saw your top laner almost get soloed out by the support player of the enemy team. You have to play this game a little bit more respectfully, and respect not just the enemy, but yourselves. Respect your teammates. Don't push carries into your team because they're not going to thank you for it.
I gotta say, that kind of felt like well, let's just jump over this wall and maybe we'll get lucky. And they managed to get the Baron steal, so that was a great play. Bonnet James definitely feel himself after that one, but ultimately it is a giant trade in the favor of CB Clockwork, despite the Siege Tower coming out here. Possible engage here as the Bully will look for it, flashing forward onto the Zoe. Belly gets fined out. Swain to pick that one up. Dory K, despite falling to Cho'Gath, will pick up a mid laner, and he is collecting solo laners like the Infinity Stones.
He most definitely is.
Oh, but actually, the Bully goes over the wall. They're still looking for more here. I am so sorry. The action is just non-stop. Mega Adhesive forced to flash out. Chum the Waters lands on the Cryptic Wisdom. He has no way to get out of this one. Fizz wants this kill. Actually gets exhausted, tagged up. Paranoid to follow. May have overstepped his bounds. Shut down going over to Bonnet Dreams, but still underneath this tower, you are only going even, and you need more than that to beat this team. Forgotten Turtle on the triple kill once again. Now looking for Cho'Gath here on the side. Malice Buster. Not much you can do when you're stuck outside your base as Cho'Gath.
Yeah, this is the bouncers. This is the Malice Buster is the bouncer, but the people he's trying to keep outside are now on the inside. He wants to get inside the club. He can't do it. Belby.
Actually, very good Sleepy Trouble Bomb. Might be able to shut down Forgotten Turtle here as soon as he can get in range, and that will be the Feast going over towards Tristana. Triple Q on the Nexus, or sorry, on the inhibitor and on the Malice Buster here, looking to find more damage towards this base. Might just actually be forced to disengage here as respawn timers will favor Divine Ascension here up on this side of the map. Triple Q on the way out, and ultimately it's some crazy trades once again, but really CB Clockwork kind of playing with their food here.
This is CB Clockwork just trying to go ahead and limit test. This is them saying, can we just dive inside the base here with turrets still up? I saw Dory K tank 4 turret shots for literally no reason. None of his teammates were actually in range of the turret. He's just sitting there pressing his S key, just getting hit over and over again. He is 1-4-13 on this Swain, making it much more difficult for me as a defensive attorney to say he wasn't just rent trading on that Leona. I mean, this has been a very, very great game for him on this Swain so far. He's played this to absolute perfection here. And you know what's crazy is that we're looking at a 9K gold lead for this squad here at CB Clockwork. If we can look at what these two teams average in a game, we can see they actually average the same amount of gold per game. 54.1K for the side of Sapphire, 54.6.
Hold on, it's a fight here in the top lane. They have flanked all the way around. Booty Bang and Billy actually a little danger. Will go golden stall at the time. Forgotten Turtle has arrived, and he is angry. Now on the back side of the fight, he'll pick up 1 kill onto the Zilly, but meanwhile the chase continues towards the top. Cryptic Wisdom and Mega Adhesive now in danger. World Ender comes through, and he'll find the reset. So much damage. Forgotten Turtle is unstoppable this game. 16-1. There's nothing here to contest that AD carry, and this is most likely looking at the end of this match here. Nexus Tower simply formality as Triple Q will continue the push forward here onto Cho'Gath. Malice Buster in danger. Inhibitor gonna be the target though.
Yeah, this game for me is reminding me of the times I used to watch My Hero Academia. But at least when I watch My Hero Academia, I can at least hold out hope that maybe the next episode would actually be entertaining. Maybe I might see something I haven't seen before. I never did. I never did. The show was garbage. But in this game, I know what's going to happen. I know I can just tell CB Clockwork's going to walk up. 1 member might die, 2 members might die, but however many members of Clockwork die, I know that Divine Sapphire will have at least double that die themselves, if not just get outright aced. And it makes me feel very, very sad because, number one, I waste a lot of time watching My Hero Academia waiting for it to get good. And we're at the 27-minute mark. I don't foresee at any time in this game Sapphire coming back and making this a good game.
Yeah, it's just going to be super tough for them. I think this Dragon fight might be probably the last stand here. Looking to contest this one, stop the Soul from going through and over to CB Clockwork. Actually, a teleport coming through, so they're really looking to make a stand here. That's Belby jumping on into the pit. But with 2 inhibitors down, a giant gold advantage staring you down, I'm not sure if this is the fight that Divine Ascension will be able to win.
We'll have to see because they're going to have to take this fight as supers do push in mid and bot.
Okay, Belby looking for some damage, actually flashing forward, not going to find what he wants though. Chum the Waters will connect onto him, and that is Aatrox coming to the fight as well. Paranoid on the back line, but there's no damage to be had. No one has gone down. Finally, actually, Cryptic going down into finding a kill in this fight. Cryptic finally going down to the backside. Somehow, some way, it is an even fight so far. They will change that very quickly by taking out Mega Adhesive, and now 2 versus 3. Forgotten Turtle has fallen. Might not be able to finish here, but they're looking at the end.
Yeah, there's only the Nocturne. They're moving toward the Baron area, and now there's Mousebuster on the Cho'Gath having to teleport back to his own base to save his base, and there is no chance that we do see any sign of saving grace for the side of Divine Ascension Sapphire. Might have the same thing as Divine Ascension Ruby because all they're seeing is red. As look at this bloodshed all across the list. 35 kills to 13. No end here for Clockwork, but effectively the Nexus is absolutely naked. Just go ahead and put this into the what is it, the hot tubs, pools, and beaches section of Twitch because this is a naked Nexus. No chance at all that this game is safe for the side of Sapphire.
CB Clockwork still just chilling here, gonna look for the dragon here. They want to find every objective. It wasn't a perfect game, but it is a dominant game, and that's what matters. Completely stomping out Divine Ascension here in this one. Gonna find the soul, and now I would be surprised if Forgotten Turtle finds a way to find himself on the side of that gray screen.
Yeah, at this point, Forgotten Turtle is gonna do way more. There's no shot it happens again unless he just jumps in for the.
He flashes the Alistar W. He'll be able to continue the engage here. Notice he gets behind Mega Alice. I think he's forced to flash out. Will get taken out. Forgotten Turtle finds that one. Malice Buster on the flank, but it's an exposed Nexus, and they're looking to just run this one down. Some KDAs to pad. They might end up going for a few of those. Paranoia will go here on towards Forgotten Turtle, but the fight is coming through. The shutdown, no, it happened again. Forgotten Turtle getting bursted through the shield. Malice Buster finds that one. The beast is just too strong. On the backside, Booty Bang and Billy actually falling here. It is at Belby and Cryptic Wisdom holding down the Nexus versus 3, but can they do it? Dory K, the Bully, and Triple Q, 3 of the strongest members of this team, still able to push on through despite their AD carry falling here. Belby getting tagged up in spawn Cryptic Wisdom as well. Dory K, the Bully, and Triple Q, please just take us out of our misery. Yes, it is still going on. 30 minutes in this game. Dragon Soul on this team, and they will finally find the Nexus.
Will they?
Maybe not.
Wait.
Okay, there it goes.
Winnable? Okay.
It's over.
And at the
over.
30-minute mark, before we cross over to 31 minutes, we get 54 kills in this, can I call it a game? Not a fight, because a fight requires 2 people to actually be punching each other. I saw a one-sided affair. CB Clockwork clocking Divine Ascension Sapphire, Mega Adhesive staying very, very true to his name, stuck to his fountain. 111 and 8 is the KDA there for that cow in the bot lane. And we're looking at a situation where CB Clockwork and Divine Ascension Sapphire just are on a tad bit of a different level. I want to see in game 3, just pull out the Teemos, pull out the Shakos, pull out the crazy picks at this point, because we want to see some fun stuff on the map right now. I know we're still vying for playoff spots and seeding and whatnot, but for me, let me see the spice, because there's not much more to learn in this series.
Yeah, I mean, it was really looking like a CB Clockwork dominant victory here, and looking to close up this one 3-0 as well, as they've managed to dominate these first two. Gonna have to see if maybe the bully can finally find a smite on one of these key objectives as well. As Vonda James has gotten the better of him so far on these smite fights, really coming through with those, or sorry, I guess rather the double junglers of Divine Ascension, as they have swapped out one of these players. We'll be helping and showing and shoving this one over to the analyst desk here in just a second. Zephyr and Dunzy, I hope you got some more interesting facts here about this game we just broke down.
I don't know if they're interesting facts, but I'll definitely tell you that Forgotten Turtle looked absolutely cracked on the Tristana. Something that I may have happened to predict before we even rolled into the game. Whoa, I am an absolute messiah. I am the prediction god. I'm a color caster now, by the way.
Congratulations. You predicted Tristana would do damage. She did damage. Who'd have thunk? You did it, Zephyr. Yeah, you drop your hammer. Go ahead. That little gavel of yours.
I'm trying to threaten you, Denzi. I'm trying to threaten you.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, you're threatening me. Clockwork is threatening the rest of the league right now with an execution of Divine Ascension, man. Like, and this is why it's so important. Check out the standings right now. Classic Esports, they swapped out their AD carry about 2 weeks ago. Three's Mark has been carrying them 15 and 8 in the loss, and then I think he had like one death. They took down Hawkthorne. So CB Clockwork have just closed the gap on a potential bye week, right? They're going to play Hawkthorne in 2 weeks, and they're going to take on Classic in week 9. So that matchup is setting up to be an incredibly important one between the two. Lotus White Hawkthorne starting to play as well. So these top 3 teams, they're going to be vying for the bye week. This win right now that they just caught up against Hawkthorne is massive.
Yeah. So now going into the seeding here for what will be playoffs, there is a potential chance that you have CB Clockwork literally avoid what is that first week. You said it yourself, the bye. And I'm so just surprised because once again, by the way, this is still sub. This is still the bully coming through tonight. Yeah. You don't have Anderson Cooper playing in the jungle, and they're absolutely just kind of decimating. I had some pride here for Divine Ascension in that first game. They didn't look bad. They looked relatively strong. But it did not feel like a fight at all, as Shells was saying. It takes 2 to tango, and I was legitimately only seeing 1.
Yeah, CB Clockwork were kind of dancing by themselves there. They're the only ones celebrating. They're the only ones having any fun. Divine Ascension got a few picks. You know, they tried to utilize that comp, but man, just the Forgotten Turtle. You know, I memed him with an Ash Arrow clip in game 1. He absolutely turned it around in game 2.
He took that to heart, doesn't he?
Dude, massive showing from him down in the bot lane. Even Dory K, you know, just the pressure that they are providing together in the bot lane right now. You know, them and Billy Booty Bang and Billy are the kind of foundations right now, right? They're playing with 2 subs. Those are the guys who need to step up, and that's who we've seen tonight so far.
I will say, though, just to keep coming back, maybe praising Divine a little bit. Sadly, they don't have Premade on the roster anymore. They're running through with what was, my apologies if you can remind me.
It was Vaunted Dream.
Vaunted Dream, yeah, coming through as the sub. That being said, you still have some strength. You know, Cryptic played well in game 1. It wasn't the same showing this time around, but I will say Malice is still on top of it in the top lane. It wasn't the absolute perfection that was necessary to come through with the carry potential here for Divine, but he still has a lot of presence available. So, you know, credit where credit's due.
And the presence is, I mean, he tried to make his presence felt, but I just keep coming back to Clockwork. Even the
it's just strong.
They in game 1, like you mentioned, Divine Ascension, they had some fight back. They had some team fights. They had some split push. This game was a lane diff. Like, even the swap that Divine Ascension attempted to pull, Shells pointed out accurately that the experience difference between those solo laners was massive. Just from the gimmickiness of Zoe and Cho'Gath swapping nonstop. Malice Buster was not comfortable. He got ganked multiple times. He started off the game 0-3 or 0-4. It was really, really rough for him in those lanes. And Divine Clockwork needs to go back to what they're good at, which is taking team fights across the map all the time. They're really good, if I remember correctly, at just retaliating, getting there to the team fights with numbers. That's how they took down Hawthorne in their first game. So I want to see Divine kind of go back to those roots, maybe even pull out that Amumu again, pull out that Orange Jungle again if they want to. So, man.
I mean, I will say it seems like they are divided in terms of what they're looking to do, and quite literally in game. We saw in multiple team fights there, the presence of this team is always split. I mean, you've got a front to back that is constantly vying for different objectives in terms of who they try to really focus out into each of these team fights. This backline is launching onto some of these major carries in some senses, and they get absolutely obliterated while their heavy engages are just going the opposite direction. And as a result, we see so many times there you have people like Malice and, Belby or Wisdom who are still kind of rocking it alive in some way, or Mega Adhesive, or Vaunted more specifically. I believe it was Vaunted. Malice and Vaunted coming through, successfully coming on that team fight, getting the appropriate, lash out in what it is. But the rest of the squad's already dead because they completely, lost him in the middle of it.
Yeah, there's some clear disjointment from Divine Ascension. They need to get on the same page and quick because salvage this series. Classic Esports picking up a win is bad for them. Redacted dropping a game to Zanima is also bad for them because that middle of the pack is separating from the lower end. Cape Dogs 2-0 tonight against Supports Burden as well. Right now, Divine Ascension, Sapphire are sitting at the bottom at 7 and 10, I believe, right now. So they're gonna play they need to take back a game. Classic Esports. That was such a massive win for them, taking one off of Hawthorne, because they are now tied with Divine Ascension for that last spot besides Sports Burden. Dude, it is neck and neck in like